Hey, Donny Walker's back with another Echo. Yeah, I've had this one here for a while, and a fella in town here dropped it off. It was his dad's saw, and somehow I think I got it mixed up, or I don't know. I had the stepson here cleaning up some stuff. We made some dump runs, and hopefully I didn't throw the wrong saw away. I didn't think I don't normally throw saws away. I keep them for parts, but somehow it got misplaced maybe. So this is another one that I have, an Echo, which is the same model, CS3400. This thing is completely rotten. Fuel filter, look at it, just completely plugged. Line was all rotted, so I've taken all the rotted line right out of it. And I'm going to put a new line in it. Piston's in good shape. It's got a little bit, it looks like someone's ran some dirty fuel through it, but there's no scoring on it. The rings are free. Should be okay. Needs a clutch bearing. I'll have to get that too. Clutch drum bearing, but the sprocket doesn't really have much wear on it, so this thing really wasn't used a ton. But yeah, it's definitely going to need a carb kit. This is a good candidate for the ultrasonic cleaner. Basic K10 WAT carb kit fits these. This is a Walbro WT carburetor. Yeah, just a regular WT, not a WTE. Remember that if you're going with doing Walbro carb kits, make sure your K10 WAT kit will fit the WT carbs. The WTE carbs, they're a slightly different metering diaphragm with a little button in the center. I showed you before on that. So we'll see how this works out. I'm going to link a couple videos together here as I go through this saw, and we'll see what we can come up with. Alrighty. Might have to wait for the clutch bearing, but we can at least get it running and run it without the clutch on there, right? So let's see how it goes. I'll be back. Arnold. Okay, here's the carburetor. Pretty mungied inside. Needle was stuck in there, taking the jets out and stuff. And I'm just going to kerplunk it in a bag of Ziploc bag with gasoline. And the gasoline cleans really good. If you watch some of Steve's Small Engine Saloon videos, he does a lot of stuff with ultrasonic cleaners. And he does do a lot of testing. So we're going to put this in the bag of gas. I'll be back. Well, I'm waiting for the carb to boil in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to show you the spark tester I got from Echo. I've had this for a long time. PET 4100. You just hold this by the spark plug wire, and it should blink blue. See that? You know it's got spark. Real handy. I keep it in my pocket in my key ring, and whenever I go someplace, I can tell right away if something's got spark. Okay, the carb's out of the cleaner. Not a bad job. Needle and the seat looks good. Pop the screen back in, and we'll put her back together with a new diaphragm. These little saws are kind of unique. They actually have a reed valve in them. It's a little reed valve motor. So right there behind the gasket, you can see the silver plate. That's the reed valve. I have had one of these once before. It was running really rich, and I couldn't figure it out why. I had a piece of chip piece of wood stuck in the reed, and the reed was open, holding it open. So every time I work on them now, I blow air in there and make sure there's nothing stuck in the reed. Okay, so let's just get our carburetor back together. You guys have seen me do lots of carburetors before, but I'm just going to do the fuel pump side first. So new diaphragm, new gasket. Get the cover back on. I just put a new fuel line in it and a fuel filter. So let's get the carb fuel pump side on, our needle and stuff back in it. and see if it, make sure that it holds pressure. Couldn't really do that before because the way it was so munged up, right? So we're gonna just get the needle a little soaked, some penetrating oil, rub the around the rubber there to make it seal good. Your plunk, get it in your hole there. Get your metering lever spring. Watch you don't lose it. These are easy to fly away. I know people always want to be able to see me a little better when I'm doing this stuff. Let's see if you can hone in on that, okay? My hands are usually in the way or something, right? Okay. So yeah, needles in, springs in. Let's get our arm. Give it a little lube too. Should maybe put it in the cleaner, but it's okay. There we go. Okay, hook our fulcrum arm in. Get the spring lined up on there. Okay, push our little rod over. Kerplunk. Okay, tighten the screw up. Check our metering lever height. Like I've showed you before with the different gauges. This lever should be pretty much level with this body. I'm going to grab the lever or the gauge and show you though, the wall roll gauge for a WT carburetor. So on the gauge here, here's our WT, WTA, WA. Set our gauge on there and check our height. Seems to be perfect. Okay, it's moving up and down okay. Now we're going to put our carburetor pump on and just check, make sure it's holding pressure. Some of these old ones get corroded up a bit. Hopefully the seat's okay in it. Carburetors aren't cheap for OEM saws, right? Pump it up. Yep. Yep. It's holding pressure. Yeah, it's a little bubble there. Okay, a little bubble. I'm just going to hold the needle down for a little bit and just try to conform it into the seat again. Just push down with a screwdriver and just kind of work it around. Put some pressure on it. Just kind of hopefully reseat it again. Okay, take the pop off again. Now let's try it again. I always put some liquid on the carburetor, gas or some penetrating oil. WD, whatever you got. Okay, no bubbles now. Bonus. Okay, it's holding pressure. Good to go. Let's get our needle jets back in. They're two different thread sizes, so the thicker one will obviously go in the bigger hole, right? Okay. And a general setting on these, I forget. I don't have the Echo book in front of me or anything, but we'll go with 2 turns each, maybe 2.5. Okay, these are a weird setting if I remember correctly. So we're just going to go at 2.5, and then we can adjust it from there. These don't have a rev limiter ignition or no governed carburetor, so we'll see how this works out. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. Okay, so get our gasket back in place. Always the gasket first on the metering side, opposite to the other side. Fuel pump side, it's always the fuel pump first, then the gasket. Okay, so our new metering lever gasket on there. New cover on, or the cover on itself, I should say, not new. And get our 4 screws back in. I just showed you a little spark checker. I did put a new plug in it, and it's got great compression. These have 2 thick rings on the piston, which makes them last a long time. The Kjorts company, which owns Echo, I believe it's called Kjorts, they build fabulous engines. Like, you know what? All Echo motors are great. They're really well built. They might have some cheesy stuff like some of the side covers, plastic C stuff, but generally speaking, the motor parts are pretty indestructible. And unless you're an idiot, run straight gas or dull chains all the time with crappy fuel. The purge valve, not the primer bulb. Everyone calls them primers. These are called a purge valve because it's purging gas into the carburetor. It doesn't prime gas into the engine. Just gets the gas to the carburetor quicker to get it started. This one is hard as a rock, just like the diaphragm and the crappy old fuel line. So I'm going to zoom you back out again here. And then we'll get the carburetor on here. Some fuel in it and see if we can get it going. These are a little tricky. We'll get the throttle hook back up first. Just got to kind of work the carb past these lines here. Get our throttle rod hooked up. And our fuel line. Beautiful day out today. I was just out running a saw earlier. Probably seen on my previous video. Okay, get it in there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Do the twist. Nothing ever works right when you're trying to film, eh? Okay. Throttle rod on. Okay. Let's get our fuel line in now. On now. The new little Echo saws are pretty good too. The new 2511 and stuff, eh? A lot of guys are putting modded pipes on those, and some guys in the States are porting them. I don't port them though. I see no reason to, but go ahead. I have no problem. Anyone can port anything they want. Okay, we got fuel line on. We got our carburetor sitting in kind of in the right spot. Get the idle back there. Okay, now we're going to take our screws for the carb here. And you got these, watch these screws when you take them out. You got these little washers on here that space it off so your choke lever can run. Just watch you don't lose those. So we're going to get our choke back on here. And over there. I think that's the way it goes. Or does it go the other way? Hey, I just took it apart. I should know that, eh? Okay, we're going to go like that. Like so. That doesn't seem right, does it? Here we go. Maybe it goes that way. No, that's got to go like that. I haven't worked on one of these for a while, as you can tell. That's got to go way up there like that. So this actually, yeah, is the wrong way around. Should probably be in there like so. Oh, come on. Come on, work with me. Work with me. Okay, there we go. That over there. You just don't do the same thing all the time. You kind of forget a little bit, but then your memory comes back, right? Okay, we got that down. Get our screws lined up back there. Hopefully they are. And get screwing it down. Oh, not quite lined up there. There we go. Put that down over there. They're not the easiest to work on. Seeing easier. I got that the wrong way? No, that's right. Come on, come on, work with me. Where's the screw? There we go, there we go. There we go. Yeah, these aren't the easiest ones. But if everything was easy, wouldn't be no challenge working on stuff now, would it? Alrighty, let's get this down. Just stop for a sec. I'll make sure the throttle's working okay. Choke's working, yep, okay. Yep, now we'll tighten it right up. I already checked the pulse hole. It seemed to be pulsing, and it's got an internal pulse on this one. So the best way to tell is to put a little oil on the hole of the pulse hole, turn it over, and you can see it spitting. You know the pulse is working. Okay, fuel lines are hooked up. Throttle cable's hooked up. Choke's hooked up. New fuel line, new fuel filter, diaphragms. Let's put some gas in this, purge it up, and see if it'll run. Notice the gas cap's a bit crappy too. The O-ring's kind of shot on it. I'll have to get another one for that. Let's put some good old 50-to-1 mix in there. Whoa, a little too much. This thing's probably gonna leak gas, but that's okay. We'll just see if it'll run though. If it'll run, it was someone's junk that's turned into someone's gold. Okay. Yeah, it's not leaking. Bonus. Okay. Purge valve. Let's see if it's gonna work. Look at that. Bonus. Okay. Let's give her a whirl. Ha ha! Open up the jets a little more. Okay, runs. It runs. Let's just see your dial is low in it a little bit. It's a little fat on the low. And not that much. Turn the idle up a little bit. And high speed in a little bit, a little rich. All right, there we go. That was a bonus. So yeah, not bad. It's even oiling. So yeah, I got to get a clutch bearing for it. I think I got a fuel filter or air filter in the covers in the box over there. We'll get the bar and chain on it, fine tune that carburetor a little bit, and it'll be good to go for Buddy's dad. Yeah, just amazing little old ones like this that you can resurrect by just doing some simple stuff to it. You know, these carburetors and a lot of new saws these days are worth a lot of money. But some of them have come down. I was just at a local dealership today, and they're messing around with a 440 Husky, and the carb was really gummed up on the diaphragm hard. But a new carb for it's only $70. That's not that bad for an OEM carb. By the time you put a kit in it, 30 bucks, half hour labor at least. By the time you check everything else over, that's almost the price of the new carburetor. So if the carburetor, you did put a kit in it and it still had maybe a little check valve or something wrong inside of it, that you'd be out that money. So you'd have to take it apart again, then get the new carb, and then put it back together again. So now you're wasted a lot of time, spent a lot of time. So you got to draw the line of what a carb's worth versus your time, and then what the kit's worth. So if a new carb's only $70, $80 for most machines, like a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke saw, that's a bonus. Throw a new carb on them if they're really bad. And if they're super pricey, like $150 to $200, like some of them are, then try the kit, but clean the carb properly first. Go through all your jetting and your little valves in them, and hopefully you'll be all right. So, in a nutshell, there you go. There's one little piece of kind of not junk, you know, just a dirty little saw sitting in the corner that we got going. So, have a great day. Keep your saw on wood, sticky nice, rubbing the road. Keep your machines maintained. Have a good day. Bye now.